Money, 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 money. I'm rolling in the money, 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 money. I get that fast money in a. I get that fast money in a. Money, 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 money. I'm rolling in the.
Welcome everyone to week 16 of Sharp Bets and Fantasy Sets. I'm not your normal host here. Nick, the host, had kind of an emergency. He got caught up at work, and if you know anything about where he works, trust me, you are grateful because you're going to have a great holiday because he supplies things you and I and we all need during the holidays. So, yep, it serves like A-okay with me, everyone.
A little bit of holiday cheer.
Yeah. So, it's TruExact, it's Scott, whatever you want to call me. I'm taking over for him short notice, so bear with me as a host on this show. I stink at this show. Last week I went 1-4, and I lucked out by picking the Bengals. And, boy, if you watch it, it was pretty embarrassing. So that's why I don't go on this show. However, I'm rocking the Gaither from last week. I'm totally crossed out with the backwards Montana jersey for Notre Dame. That's a crisscross reference. Maybe Sarah gets it. I don't know if Chris or Tim do, but it is what it is. So, anyway, welcome to the show. Before we get in it, on the TruExact show this Friday, we're going to have Toronto comedian Courtney Gilmore on the show. Courtney was a comedian in Toronto who actually was born as an amputee without hands. And it's really interesting that she takes her disability and twists it around for self-deprecating humor, and she talks about it. So it was a really cool episode if you guys want to tune in. That'll come out Christmas Eve morning. But let's get into the sports. Sir, how was your week, man? I know you're not as awesome as my Cowboys, so let's start there.
Oh, man, I'm wearing all black because I'm in mourning, man. Like, there's not many teams in the league I like losing to. The Cowboys are one of them. So it was a rough week in my fantasy football. But I lost a couple leagues. Wasn't a good week for your boy, but whatever.
Why'd you lose? Who'd you start?
No, I put up bombs. Just the teams that I played against.
Yeah.
Just happened to put up more. Like, if I was on the other side of the bracket, I would have dominated both teams. Just happened to play the guy who put up more points than I did.
That's the worst.
Matchups suck sometimes. I know we'll go to Tim last because we're going to get into some Jets talk and some of his fantasy. So, Chris, you're the guest this week. How you doing? All Villanova rocked out. As a Jayhawk fan, it kind of annoys me. But let's talk about football here. How you doing?
Oh, absolutely. Well, everyone knows when I was on last time that I'm a very passive Buccaneers fan this year because I hate Tom Brady's guts. We'll get into that more when we get to the primetime picks. So I decided to rock out my little Villanova Santa hat, custom style, because for me it's college basketball season now. But I did wear football. Villanova won the national championship in 2009, so I threw that shirt on just so you can have a football helmet on there. They're 1AA. They're 1AA.
I was like, what?
But yeah, the home of Howie Long and Brian Westbrook. We've had some studs come through there, so it's cool. But yeah, I'm doing all right.
All right, that's cool. Maybe I'll wear my Pop Warner 8-0 shirt next week. That's the equivalent of winning the NC1AA championship. I'm just kidding with you, buddy. All right, Tim, you want to rant?
You could probably beat the Jets, except this Sunday.
It's actually true, sadly. So, Tim, let's go. How you feeling, man? You saw your dream of Trevor Lawrence and that long Goldie lock, sunshine, blonde hair fade away.
All right. I'm going to preface this with I'm going to need to take my shot early because, well.
Ugh, makes me sick.
The fucking life of a Jets fan. You may wonder why I'm not Jets guard. I don't got any Jets on. I'm done with them. I'm done. This is it. I can't stand it. How Adam Gase is still the coach, I'll never know. We should not have won a football game this year after the start that we had. I get it. I get you can't tell human beings to go out and lose. But goddamn, there should have been an incentive for them to lose out. I don't know what it is. Your owner should have came in and been like, take an L. We need a fucking quarterback. You know what you should have did? Say Sam Darnold was fucking hurt and played our fucking backup. I don't care how shady, illegal it is. It needed to happen. I don't know. You guys are lucky enough to have some success with your football teams in the past however many seasons.
Right.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me as a Jets fan. I think that like us winning was the worst thing that could possibly happen for our franchise. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Tell me I'm nuts.
Why would Sam Darnold go out there and want to lose? Because, like, him losing,
He's
his
the
job
only
is gone.
one. He's the only one that wants to win. Him and the head coach. Even though the head coach doesn't want to win because he's a fucking idiot. But somehow we play Moravic's best team in the fucking league. Fuck that. They are terrible. I hate Jared Goff even more. Just no. Yeah, you're right. Sam Darnold is the only one in the world who wanted the Jets to win on that team. Him and Frank Gore, because Frank Gore, old man Frankie didn't want to go out with an 0-16.
Put some respect on Frank Gore's name. Fuck
Frank Gore right now. Chuck that ball, Mo. Do what's best for the franchise. We'll bring you back next year. You're not going to get – he ain't retiring. Just get him back on in there.
Yeah, they don't have a running back. They're going to bring him back. They don't want to try anyone else, so obviously he's their number one.
Can I just try to make you a little happier, Tim?
No!
Okay.
But yeah.
That's all. Listen, man. Listen. All right. I know Trevor Lawrence is the guy, but, you could go through the league, and I know this has been said and it's beating a dead horse. Dak Prescott, fourth or third round pick. Tony Romo, undrafted. You know what I mean? Oh, Patrick Mahomes got passed on till 11. You never fucking know, man. Like, so what if Darnold, is it the worst thing if he's your quarterback next year and you get an offensive lineman to protect him at 2? Is that the worst thing?
As long as we open up our little piggy banks and get him somebody to throw the ball to, or get him somebody to that even is a legitimate running back. I know Frank Gore's great, amazing. The legacy Hall of Famer, right? But not anymore. Not anymore.
You can find a running back anywhere, man. Like, come on, 5th round. You know you
can't
can
find him on the fucking Jets.
Undrafted.
Yeah, like
I get it. I get we're still going to get the number 2 pick.
Right.
But if Trevor Lawrence is the truth, it's just it's the last just kick me right in the coffin.
Timmy, I feel your pain because that's the thing is if he is that generational talent and he goes to Jacksonville and he's one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 15 years, then it's the worst thing that's ever happened to the Jets.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
It's the what if. Yeah. And what if he sucks like Josh Rosen? And then you're like, who maybe doesn't even suck, just got put in a shittier situation than Sam Darnold got put in.
Okay.
Speaking of Josh Rosen, newest member of the 49ers.
Signed off the Buccaneers practice squad because he wasn't even good enough to be Brady's backup.
But Tim, think about it this way: you've seen 2 AFC championships in your life, right?
That's right.
Who was the quarterback?
Dirty Mark Sanchez.
Exactly.
Fumbled himself.
So the point is, you could get there. I mean, Chris, you've seen a Super Bowl, right? Who is your quarterback?
Me, you're talking about when they won?
Yeah, as a Bucs fan.
Brad Johnson.
Exactly. I mean, so there you go, sir. Aside from Montana and Young, who is your quarterback? Garoppolo, right? And Kaepernick. 2 guys who you could argue are not Kaepernick was great at the time, but nothing special, no Hall of Famer. So it could happen, man. I'm trying to show you a silver lining here. That's all.
Timmy, I like Scott's positivity for you, but I'm 100% on your side because it could happen, but he is probably a generational talent, and you won a game that you shouldn't have won, didn't need to win, to potentially give up who could be one of the best players in the league for the next 15 years.
Scott, here's the issue that I have with your comment. You named a whole bunch of really good football teams with quarterbacks. The Jets don't have a really good football team where a quarterback is going to get in there. They need to just have the guy. They need to be the Colts with Andrew Luck. They need that guy.
Yeah, when the Bucs won the Super Bowl, they had the best defense in the league.
Right.
When the Niners went to the Super Bowl, they had the best defense in the league. They could have an okay quarterback. The Jets have a long way to go to having one of the best anythings.
But Darnold isn't horrible. He's not a bad quarterback. He's like Darnold is probably as good as some of these QBs who are going to be in the playoffs. So, why not build the team around him if it comes to it? I'm not saying, look, I'd be pissed too, man. And if the Jets had the number 1 pick, I would gladly offer a trade of, Dak and our 1st, 2nd, third-round pick for Trevor Lawrence for the contract situation. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing, is what I'm saying.
That's the thing. By the time we build a team up, we're going to have to pay Sam Darnold if he gets it. And then it blows up again. Now you're taking money. Nobody's taking no Tom Brady contract to help the team out. Not this day and age. Not fucking. Not
Maybe
New
Frank
York.
Gore will.
Frankie will come back at the senior discount deal whatever team he goes.
Why are you all disrespecting Frankie? Bro, come on. He's still got a good 15 years left in him. Come on.
I think so, yeah. Hey, but Tim, a more important question. You as a Jet fan, really quick before we move on. Who do you want as the coach? You could get anyone. You have your pick of the litter. I hated that I just said that.
I don't. I'll be honest. I'll take fucking anyone. And except for the coach.
Adam Gase.
Yeah, any human being on the planet not named Adam Gase.
You literally could make.
Bill O'Brien?
Who? Except for that fucking Bill O'Brien guy.
Jason Garrett?
Bill O'Brien.
Jason Garrett?
I see. Here's the thing.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
A head coach is literally like a figurehead. Like they need the whole. I need the whole system. They need to blow that shit up and just clean house and start over.
Now, would you rather go a retread or a young guy like a Kingsbury if you had your choice? Because, like, the McCarthy of the world, or would you rather go young and just, Flores, something like that?
Give me somebody that's a young college coach who's got I'm going to say an offensive guru, but that's not what fucking stupid Adam Gase is. But although he's touted as one, give me somebody who's worked with young quarterbacks and show me that you can make them better. Go
get my man from the Chiefs, the offensive coordinator.
I got fucking destroyed by Kingsbury's offense in fantasy football to knock me out with what I thought was my best team that I've ever auction drafted. It was absolutely sick, and I needed Big Ben to put up 40 on Monday night, and
that didn't work.
Well,
he went through for 40 yards. That's about it.
On paper, it looked great. Cincinnati sucks. Big Ben, all they do is throw the ball around, and then they played the game. Yeah. So you know how my fucking week went.
You learned this week that you just can't predict football, man. It's the one sport. Like, who do we have win? The Jets won, the Bengals won. It's just crazy stuff. Chris, how'd you do in fantasy? I mean, I stink at fantasy, so I can't comment on it.
I got super lucky. I called in some text message advice to the other three hosts of this podcast because two of my teams got blown up because McCaffrey was hurt all year, but the one team that made it, I made a crazy move of punting quarterback. I literally didn't draft a quarterback till my last two picks. I picked up Rivers and Bridgewater, and was like streaming them. And then I picked up Cam Newton and was running with him. But it's a 14-man league. Someone needed roster space. And when Breeze got hurt, someone cut Breeze. I scooped him up, rolled the dice with this week, and I was down big. But Breeze came through, and then the guys on the group here helped me decide between would Keenan Allen actually play enough on Thursday to play, or do I go with my man from Cleveland, and I'm blanking on his name now.
Landry.
There you go, Landry. My man, Jarvis Landry. And between Breeze and Landry, I made a huge comeback. I was down like 45, came back and won by 4. So I'm in the final. I won the regular season, and I'm going for the sweep this week. So should be a good week. Hopefully,
you heard it here first, guys. Watch this show, listen to the host, and they'll get you to the fantasy football final. They may not get themselves there, but they'll help you.
and as Nick has said multiple times in the past, our Twitter is always open. You can slide in our DMs. You can ask us anything. You can post anything. I know my cousin Ed questioned, we posted on Twitter that DK had of course, it'll be too late by the time you hear this, but if you followed us on Twitter, DK had basically a free $25 that they were giving away. They had their a no-brainer bet, and it was you get any of the opening night NBA
basketball
games plus 75 points.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody losing by 75 points in NBA. It could have been a free $25 if you never put money into DraftKings. It was up to a $50 bet. So it would have been a free $50 if it was your first time deposit. But give us a follow on Twitter. We post stuff, daily, if not bi-daily.
And if you want NBA news, go back to a couple episodes. They did do an NBA preview with Sportsbook Nation writer Ricky O'Donnell, who's a big Bulls fan. He's Sir's boy. We've been in contact since May. He's become a friend of mine. Really good guy. So his NBA knowledge, very insane. So
yeah, that was a great show. That was one of my favorite podcasts. Hearing all the stuff he had to say as well, because I'm a huge basketball guy.
Yeah, so shout out to Ricky. I hope the Bulls stink so you have better shit to write about and you can be angry.
Hey. Watch your mouth there, sir. Watch your mouth.
Before we get into the picks, though, let's by the way, $25. I might as well have thrown that in the fire. My Notre Dame and Cowboys bet. And I respect Kyle. I think Devlin was his name, who was up with me, and he was excited. And I'm rocking the teams for you today. Hey, we got another shot. 17.5 underdog to Alabama.
Wasn't there a bet on that you didn't have a horse in because you weren't supposed to be here? You guys should give him a punishment since he's on here. Timmy and Sir, I'm just throwing that out there.
No, I said if I went 0-5, I'd take a shot of wild turkey. The Bengals saved my ass. I think I said something. Oh, that would have been horrible. All right, before we get into the primetime picks, though, I want to talk about what do you guys think about the Steelers? Are they in deep shit, or are they just in a slump? Were they never that good? I'll pass it to Chris. Go around reverse order.
I lost some money on that game last night because I thought they would at least make a comeback, and they just kept getting worse and worse. I'm glad they're going to make the playoffs because that's going to be a free win in the first week of betting in the playoffs. They've fallen apart. They can't run the ball. Their guys can't catch the ball. The defense isn't doing that great. They're turning it over. It's the craziest. They didn't play anyone good to get to 11-0, but even if you're not good, that's still a very good accomplishment to do that. You could be bad and lose 14 in a row, and now I'm like, I don't know if they'll win a game the rest of the year.
Right.
For them to lose to that Bengals team against a quarterback that had 19 career pass attempts going into the game, I think Tomlin had won 25 out of 28 times against the Bengals. That's just, they've completely fallen apart. They're done. I'm just betting against them all the way through the playoffs.
And you'll probably get plus money on every game.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah,
because they'll probably still be favored. I don't know who their matchups are, but they'll still be favored because they're 11-3 or whatever.
Tim?
The roller coaster ride, if you'll call it, is right now going halfway down the King to Ka on the downward slope. They were at the highest of highs, and man, do they look bad. It's hard. I don't know who to blame it on. You could say not running the ball. Their wide receivers can't hold on to passes. Big Ben is looking like Eli Manning back there the past 3 games. If you want to give a comparison, he's a statue who just can't move enough for what he needs to in this day and age in the NFL. Their defense is it's still playing well, but their offense just can't do enough to win them the games. And I don't know how the rest of their season is going to be. They're going to make the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see these last couple games how they do. I mean, they can't take a week off because, by God, they need to show some sort of life going into the playoffs.
Sir, I think you're going to be a little more up on the Steelers. I saw you shaking.
Hey,
no, I'm just saying, first of all, they don't really run the ball that much. They use short passes as their quote-unquote running game, but yet the receiver has one job. Catch the football, and they're not doing it. I'm pretty sure they lead the league in drops, and it's not even close. I'm saying, the defense is playing well, but when the offense keeps going 3 and out, eventually the defense is going to wear down. Last night, I'm pretty sure they had 5 straight drives of 3 and out or less, fumble. They went fumble, punt, fumble, or something like that.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
Eventually, the defense gets tired, and
yeah. All right, so it's week 15 or week 16.
Well, they might lose again this week.
That's what I'm going to ask you guys. The Steelers have the Colts and the Browns. Browns have the Giant. No, I'm drawing. Browns have
Jets.
Yeah. Browns have the Jets and the Steelers. Right now, do the Browns win the division in your eyes? Because if they win 2 and the Steelers lose 2, obviously they win the division. Sir? Gun to your head.
I mean, the schedule doesn't look good for them. Give me the Browns.
Did you ever think you'd be saying that? Like, honestly.
I mean, the Browns have a winnable game this week. I mean, the Jets could, off a hot streak, they.
That's crazy, man. The Browns might do it. Tim, you think they win it or the Steelers squeak it out?
Man, I do like the Steelers. I just don't know if I don't think they're beating Indy. And then it's going to come down to week 17. You know what? Give me the Steelers to win week 17.
Yeah.
Now, how would that work out if the Steelers, depending on which team wins week 17, would they have a possibility of playing each other the very next week?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah.
That's where Tomlin is going to do the Tomlin thing and not put his real offense or his real defense out there to show them too much in case they play him next week. Catch me next week, and I'll tell you who's going to win the game.
I won't be on probably, but I'll be watching. Chris, what do you think? Gun to your head. Browns, Steelers?
No gun necessary. I got this morning Cleveland at plus 260 to win the division. My money is there. Money is there. He
wasn't lying. He's going against the Steelers at every end. He's not lying.
They're done. They're done.
My thing is, I'm with Tim. Until the Browns do it, it's hard for me to bet against the Steelers. And I know they're playing better, but the Browns got to show me first, man. But it is what it is. I wouldn't be shocked. And as people who watch football, it's kind of cool if the Browns win. It's kind of cool. It's different. You know what I mean? It's
listen. They're gonna lose to the Colts. Mm-hmm. They're gonna lose to the Colts this week, and then the pressure's on them to not have this collapse in an empty stadium. There's no home field. There's nothing to rattle the Browns, and the Browns are playing good football right now, real good football.
You know what, Chris, that point, if I was Tony Reale, I'd give you 5 clicks up on around the horn right now for some good points. All right, let's get into the primetime picks here. We're going to go with Christmas. I love Christmas. So does everyone here, I'm guessing. You got a couple of
humbug.
Sir hates Christmas. Ebenezer.
Humbug.
Self. I personally love it. Number 1 Christmas song of all time, Darlene Love, All Alone on Christmas from Home Alone 2. Fight me. Okay, Xmas. We got the Vikings at the Saints. I got the Saints at a -7 with the over 51.5. I just checked this before the show, so I hope I'm with you guys. Sir, we'll start with you.
You know what? Give me the Saints -7. Minnesota, they have lost their last 5 against the spread. And last time I checked, this is a primetime spot. You know how Kirk Cousins does in primetime. Give me the Saints -7. Drew Brees is back. They played okay last week. I mean, granted, it was against Pat, but Saints at the Dome. Give me the points and under 51.5.
Fair enough, Tim.
All right. Minnesota just lost to Money Mitch. New Orleans literally has everything to play for. They win. Green Bay loses. They can jump back to the number 1 seat. I did my shot already, sir. I said it. I fucking said it. I said I need to do it early.
Sir, I've been waiting. So we'll interrupt Timmy, who did a shot.
If it makes you feel better, I served on myself with my drink today by accident.
Anyone who's listening on SoundCloud or iTunes, we have to interrupt for a shot really quick. So if you're not driving, take a shot with us. All right.
And if you are, do it undercover.
I drank the fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive?
Yeah, if you're driving, just pull over while you do it.
Go on, Tim. TruExact Radio does not condone drinking and driving. It is responsible
Don't drink and drive.
only. There we go. Go on, Tim. Continue.
Please drink responsibly. New Orleans has everything to play for. All right. If they win, Green Bay loses, they get the number 1 seed back, possibly. Give me New Orleans -7. I'm taking over 51.5. Both teams can score. I could see it being, 30, 34-30, somewhere around there. High score.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did you just say that New Orleans is going to cover but said 34-30?
Whatever the fuck it is.
Come on, Tim.
We just did a shot, all right? 37
an hour ago.
Makes you feel better. And 30, whatever.
Pay attention. All right, Chris, you're up.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. The Saints and the over. Drew Brees, he's struggling a little bit with moving, and when Kansas City was getting to him last week early while he was getting the rust off, it was tough. But they started picking up the rushes and changed the pass protection, and then he had a really, really good second half. Minnesota doesn't have a pass rush. They had guys get hurt. They traded their best pass rusher to Baltimore at the trade deadline. They're not going to get to Drew Brees. He's going to have time. He's indoors. They're going to light him up, and like everyone else said, they're going to score a ton of points. It's going to be an over.
Yeah, last week I learned better than to bet versus 3 people when I took the Raiders. They should have won, but fucking the glory hole offensive coordinator decided to call shitty plays, and they couldn't get in the end zone in overtime. Whether it's Gruden or not, it kind of annoyed me. But I'm going to go with the Saints, too. I look at it this way. Last year, I believe it was, my years are mixed up, but I think Cousins went into New Orleans and beat him in the playoffs, right?
2 years ago.
2 years? That was 2 years ago already?
Oh, the miracle play?
No, the miracle play was Case Keenum, regardless of what it is. I believe last year, if I'm not mistaken, the Vikings beat the Saints in the playoffs and then lost to the Niners, I think it was. So this is the Saints' revenge game to me. They're going to beat the crap out of them. That's really it. There's nothing to analyze. I'll go with the over 2. I'm looking at like a 37-17 game here.
That's how you do math. I just
54. Did I get that right? 54? Yeah, we're good. All right, we'll go to Saturday. We got 3 games. I don't know about you guys. I love my Saturday football around the holidays. It is just phenomenal to me. It'll be right after Christmas, where I'm just like a fat shit and I can just sit down and watch on a Saturday. We'll go with Chris's Bucks at 1 o'clock versus the Lions. I got the Bucks at a -9.5. And since, Chris, it's your Bucks, you start, baby, with the over at 53.5 as well.
All right, yeah, I share your enthusiasm for Saturday football too, and especially like the day after Christmas. That's like the late night game on Thanksgiving, but it's the whole day after. You're still recovering from the party, the meal, everything. It's great. I hate this, but because the Bucs are so inconsistent and Brady is so garbage and inconsistent, but I've got to lay the 9.5 because Detroit is bad. Stafford has been getting beat up. How he's still staying in the games, I don't know. And the one thing the Bucs have is a pass rush. And I honestly don't know if Stafford will make it through the game because he's been banged up and he's going to take a knock and they're going to be like, listen, it's not worth it for him being out there anymore. So as much as I hate it because of how up and down they've been, 70 yards against the Falcons in the first half for Brady and then 325 in the second, like – Play a whole game, but the Lions are just that bad that I can't lay the points. If they can't cover this game, then that forebodes. I'll be parlaying against Tampa with the Steelers in the playoffs when the playoffs start. I'll be parlaying against my own team, and I do like the over because they'll probably fall behind and have to score like 40 points to cover and win that. So,
Tim,
well, I'm good with half of your choices, Latch. Everything you just said, absolutely correct, minus the fact that they're going to cover 9.5. I don't know that they're going to knock Stafford out of the game, but I do know both teams can score. Tom Brady in prime time has been bad this year. I don't have the actual statistics to back it up. I just know from the eye test. And last week, he was bad in the first half. And then I don't know what happened. He turned into Patriots Tom Brady. And I don't know why he can't throw it to his actual top 3 receivers. He always has to turn to his tight ends and Scotty Miller. But when he started throwing it to his receivers, who are actually really fucking good in the second half, they went off. So if he does that from the beginning of the game this week, they're going to cover 9.5. Why they don't do that, I don't know. And I'm going to be okay with it because I'm going to take 9.5 points. They'll win by 7 in the second half and win the game, but they're not going to cover.
Interesting. Did you pick the over?
I did. Yeah, I did take the over.
Right. Sir, you're up.
I am not taking my hard-earned money and putting it on the Detroit Lions. You must be crazy. Tampa Bay -9.5. Like, come on now. I can't bet the Lions. Like, the Lions are liable to get beat by damn near 20 points. Come on.
Sir, that's exactly like I want to bet against the Bucs, but I can't bet on the Lions.
I cannot bet I'm saying, give me under 53.5. Like, no, I'm not betting the Lions.
You know what?
So you're thinking 52-0 Tampa, probably?
Bet good. Let's go.
You know what? Sometimes you got a hunch. As someone who went 1-4 last week, I know about hunches.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to talk about hunches?
This is why I don't do this show, guys. I'm kind of with Tim on this.
Fuck me.
I really, I need to.
Sir, bet good, sir. Bet
Wait a
good.
minute. The fact that I'm moving up. I'm taking my bets, and he hasn't walked away on my bets.
Normally I'm mad when Sir picks with me. Now I got a new person to be mad at.
Moving up in the world.
Tim's in the lead, so I need to jinx him to tighten this race with only 2 weeks left. I'm with you, though, Tim. Like, I could see the Lions for some reason, like the Bengals last night, like keeping it fucking close just when you think that they shouldn't. I see like a 31-23 victory, which means there will be the over. See, Tim, I look at that, I add up stuff. So I'm gonna go with the Lions with a +9.5 here.
There's something to be said. Listen, Matt Stafford always plays really, really well on Thanksgiving. You can kind of say this is a Thanksgiving type atmosphere, it being not on a Sunday.
Well, they got crushed on Thanksgiving.
No, previous years, motherfucker. He's going to have Swift back. His offense, if Galladay plays, I don't think he will. Probably not again. But they've been putting up points.
Right.
Timmy, you got a problem when the guy that agreed with your bet is arguing against your bet.
My logic might be off the
Go
wall.
on, sir. What's up?
Hold on. You mentioned about they could be playing like the Bengals from last night. The difference is the Bengals game yesterday was a division game. Like, this ain't a division game.
I know. It's just it's a weird thing. I could see Tom Brady after Christmas and, me bringing up Christmas again. After Christmas, just like kind of being lackadaisical. It's a 1 o'clock game on a Saturday.
How the fuck would you guys play after being with Giselle? I mean,
Yeah. Overrated. Probably famous. Be better. So, all right. Let's go. Let's move on to the. I'm gonna edit that out, probably. No, I'm not. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, we know Scott doesn't care about money. He's like, I'll kick the richest supermodel in the world out of here. No big
I think
deal.
Brady always took those big
Confidence.
contracts.
It's confidence, right, sir? You show confidence, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
let's go with the 4 o'clock game, which I guess apparently isn't on national TV. I got to sign in to one of my friends' Amazon Prime and use their account for this shit, which I'm not doing. So we got the Niners.
Wait, hold up. It's not on TV?
I don't know. I saw Amazon Prime. I'm not sure if it's on TV. Sucks for Sir who could watch his non-playoff Niners or not watch them. Sorry, I had to throw shade there because I just
Says the Cowboy fan?
Hey, we're still alive, baby. We're still alive.
Okay.
We got Sir's Niners at a +5 versus the Cardinals, who just came off a big win versus the Eagles. I'll actually start this one, then I'll move to Sir. The Niners are done. Let's be honest. By the way, my Dallas defense pick wasn't bad till that Hail Mary on the fantasy thing either, which is weird because their defense is horrible. But Nick Mullins is in, regardless who's playing quarterback. Niners are done. They're not in the playoffs. The Cardinals are playing for the playoffs. Every win is big now. And 5's not even that much. Honestly, that's a touchdown. That's 2 field goals from some shithead Zane Gonzalez. Is he still there? I don't fucking know. But I like the Cardinals -6. I also like the over at 48.5. I could see it being like 27 to 30 to 20 or something, Sir.
All right, first of all, Nick Mullins is not playing. C.J. Beathard is starting this game. 49ers.
It's only a -5?
Yes. And you know what? Listen, it pains me, but give me the Cardinals -5. Because if I'm wrong, I'm happy. Maybe the Niners win.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying, Kyler Murray, they still got stuff to play for. Nuke Hopkins. The offense has looked atrocious. Maybe the Dallas defense look good. Like,
the Dallas defense looked really good last week.
like the offense, against the Redskins or against the football team, they gave up all these. Like, the defense did not give up a single touchdown.
Right.
And yet they still gave up 22 points. Or, like, they still scored 22 points. Like, this offense has looked terrible. Yeah. Mostert's out for the game. Debo's out. Like, it's bad, bro. It's
the
bad.
Niners are living proof twice in your lifetime. in the past, and you better win when you get there because you don't know when you'll get back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You know, just again, just Cardinals next game. Come on.
Yeah, go. Oh, what about the over? I don't know if you picked the 40.
Give me over 48 because
Sir's not
why?
going to have a happy 4 p.m. It's going to be like 70-0. Go on, Tim.
So, yeah. Sir, you might be the only person not on the 49ers injured. Like, your team has got.
I mean, I'm a little banged up though. You know.
Yeah. Your hand hurts from writing down all the.
Writing them down. Yeah.
So CJ Beathard is a quarterback, right? Or Josh Rosen, who they just signed from Tampa. I mean,
he'll probably be the backup, but
sir, you might be the backup at this point. They might sign you up to throw the rock around.
Hey, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
Give me Arizona on what I think is one of the more easier picks of the week. And under 48.5, I mean, Niners might score 14, maybe. That would be a lot if I'm being honest. I just don't see it happen. I'm not even going to try to do math.
Don't put up more than 14 points.
They're going to have 7 more than that. So,
sir, they'll put up more than 14 points.
All right.
There you go. Shut up.
Chris, you're up.
Yeah, again, very, very easy pick with the quarterback even more downgraded. Definitely taking the Cards. I'm going the under as well. I don't think San Francisco is going to score a lot. If I get bid on that pick, it's going to be because of Arizona scoring defensive touchdowns, but I can't bet on that, so I'm taking the under.
Yeah, that's a odd line. You'd think it'd be higher. Maybe it's a sucker bet. Maybe we'll all fucking lose. Who the hell knows? Let's move on to the Saturday night game, which my friend Mike Hall, who's just a fucking cornball Dolphin fan, who's one of the most annoying fans of all time. But you know what? I love him, and he wouldn't be Mike Hall without him being annoying. So we'll go to his Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders. I got the Raiders at a +3 and the over at 47.5. We'll go backwards and hit up Chris. What do you think?
Again, the Raiders are just playing so bad. It's got to be Miami. Miami's playing good ball. It's only 2.5. They'll win this game by more than a field goal. They do have a very good defense, and like I said, Vegas has kind of fallen off. They're not really lighting it up on the scoreboard as much, other than the Jets game, but that was the Jets D. So I'm going to take the under as well.
Tim?
So, I don't know who Mike Hall is, but he better fucking listen to the podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Hall used to be on a show on the network, Hall Out War. He probably doesn't, but I'll tell him that I shout him out.
Yeah, Tell him to start following us, all right? Yeah. Anyway, Las Vegas is basically out of everything. I don't think they have very much to play for. I think Miami -3, and I fucking hate picking Miami. I hate fucking Tua Tebow, whatever fucking
Tua Tebow, come on.
Tebow, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
It pains me. It pains me to make this pick. I want to be wrong. Don't listen to me. I want to be wrong on this pick. I'm taking Miami -3. Give me over 47.5. Miami's defense is going to score once, maybe twice. Fucking Derek Carr sucks too.
Listen, I told y'all last week, I'm not betting the Raiders, and it was very profitable. Give me the Dolphins -3. As you said, Tua Tebow, that defense is playing well. I don't know who's quarterbacking. Is Carr back from? Because I know he got hurt last week. But they look good. Mariota had him looking decent.
Yeah.
So I think they'll put up some points. I like the over 47.5, but the Dolphins are winning this game.
Now, sir, last week I told you not to start golf because why? He's a soft-ass bitch. That's what I said. Now, Derek Carr cries in the huddle and shit, and then claims that his face looks like that. He would beat the shit out of me in real life. That's just not in the context. Now, I picked the Raiders. I was the only one last week, and for some reason, I'm doing it again. I don't know why.
You took the L, homie.
I know, and I don't know why.
Lesson.
I just feel like the Raiders are better than they play, and on a Saturday night, the Dolphins have everything going for them, all the momentum. To be honest, Tua hasn't really impressed me much. He kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson his rookie year, where the defense did everything. He only threw 13 times a game, threw for $120. Nothing special. For some reason, I like the Raiders, and I think they win this outright. So you could cut this up and prove me wrong, which will probably happen on Sunday. And I do like the under. I see like a 20-13 victory. That might be the worst pick I've ever made in my life. Let's move on to.
I literally want you to be right.
Let's move on to Sunday night. All right, we got a big game here. Probably one of the best games of the year, actually. The Titans are at the Packers in the frozen tundra in Lambeau Field. That was okay. I could do better than that. So we got the Titans at Titans at a plus 3.5, which means the Packers at a minus 3.5. That's obvious. So we'll go back around with Chris. What do you got with the over at 56? That's pretty high.
I love the over.
All right.
We'll get back to that in my parlay. This is going to be a shootout. Green Bay can't stop the run. Tennessee really struggles to stop the pass. It's going to be a shootout. But I think Green Bay is going to win, but I think it's going to be close. So I'm going to take the 3.5 points with Tennessee.
Tim?
Give me Tennessee. It is Derrick Henry time, baby. You think in the frozen tundra, in the second half, anybody's going to want to fucking get in front of this fucking machine?
Ain't nobody want to tackle him when it's 100 degrees outside, bro.
True. You know, Tannehill has been playing very well quarterback when they've had to throw the ball. If the game turns to that, I could see the game being close. I could see Tennessee running the ball like they did the past 2-3 weeks and just taking over the game. In that case, I don't think they're getting to 56. I'll take under 56. I'm gonna take Tennessee with the points. I would take Tennessee money line. I think they're gonna win the game.
Fascinating, sir.
I agree with what you guys said. To that over point, Tennessee is 10-3-1 in the overs. Green Bay is 7-7 with the overs. Both these teams can score, and both these teams don't really stop people from scoring. I think it's going to be a close game, a shootout. Give me Tennessee plus 3.5. I was torn between this because betting Rodgers at home, usually when it's cold, he plays, it's pretty profitable. But Tennessee's a different animal. Between, giving the ball to Derrick Henry when they throw it with A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, and them boys, this could be a good game to watch. I'll definitely be watching this one. But, yeah, give me Tennessee with plus 3.5.
Well, you're all going to lose because I agree with you. So, I'm with you, and I'm usually on the Packers. Hey, my father's a big Packer fan. I tend to root for the Packers just because they're not a hateable team. But, I like Tennessee in this game. They went into Baltimore, I believe, and won that game. They could go anywhere and win with that running game. A running game travels, as they say, right? Or defense travels.
Defense and running game. Both travel.
Yeah. I'll coin that, and I'll put it on a T-shirt. So, I also like the under as well. I like a 28-24, and I like the Titans to win it outright. Same as Tim there. So
you could just take my spot, Scott. This is what it's going to be. I'll walk in the other room, play with my dog a little bit, and you could just take my spot next week.
Jimmy, I like your logic better than Scott's if it makes you feel better. I just confirmed, by the way, it's going to be 17 degrees on Sunday night. Easy. Derrick Henry, there might be like a Terminator 2, like a guy on Green Bay gets run into and shatters into a million pieces.
That's so weird. Selfless plug. I'm actually releasing on Spotify a song called T1000 that'll be up in a couple days. That is strange how you actually just threw that out there. All right.
Sorry, Timmy. I didn't mean to help him out like that.
All right, so we have the last game on a Monday night, a game that looked good in the beginning of the year, and now it's kind of pointless. You got the Bills at Pats. The Bills -7 with the over at 46. I'll start this one. The Bills have been on a roll. I bet against them last week, and I kind of haven't believed in them until a couple of days. Sir, you've been high on Josh Allen, and as I watch the show, as a lot of people have, and I finally am a believer, and I think the Pats are finally going to just mail it in, if you will, even though it's in New England. But, with COVID, home field means nothing right now. And I also think the Pats are going to purposely lose to the Jets, even if Jacksonville doesn't lose out, so possibly you drop the 3. I like the Bills -7. A touchdown's really nothing in this game. And I like the over at 46. I can see the Bills, they've been embarrassed by the Pats so long that they could finally do it to them and run up the damn score. I could see like a 38-17 win with a last-second running up touchdown. That's just me. Sir?
Listen, this is the passing of the torch game in the AFC East. Excuse me. Give me the Bills -7. The last 4 wins by Buffalo have been by 10+. Like, but yes, Belichick. You give Belichick points. He's, that's tough. But no, Josh Allen, he's taking control of this. And you know what? Give me the under. The last 6 New England Patriots game have gone under the total.
All right. Well, that's better logic than me, as Chris has said. So let's move to Tim here.
Here's logic for you. Y'all keep picking the same games that I pick. You can't catch me in the standings.
Oh, no.
Buffalo -7. I mean, New England's got nothing to play for except for a better draft pick for the first time in Bill Belichick's era that I can remember in over 10, 11 years or some shit where they've always been in the playoffs. They always have a shitty pick. If you don't think he wants to move up to get whatever player he really, really wants in this draft, we talked about it before about having or at least we didn't actually mention it, but you need a good front office or a good person that's going to make the picks to find studs. That's been New England through and through. They always trade out of the first round.
Except for wide receivers. They can draft one of those.
Well, I mean,
we're good at that, the Cowboys, actually. That's our forte.
They do have a decent wide receiver this year as far as numbers go, but that's not here or there. We're not here to argue that. We're here to pick the game.
Right.
Buffalo -7. Josh Allen, complete fucking stud. 4,000 yards passing. They can't stop him running. They can't stop him throwing. New England's got nothing to play for. I'm going to go over 46. Cam still's got something to play for. I could see them putting up 21, and you could do the math, Scott. Buffalo's going to score 7 more than that, or 7.5 more, 8 more.
I ain't do math. Let the viewers do it. Chris, you're up.
Yeah, so Timmy, I hate that you threw that out there that we were all picking the same games as you, because I watched last week and I saw the standings, and I'm like, the guests are down 1.
Oh, we got down 5.
I'm like, and next week, Scott, hang on, I'm about to call you out. And then I'm like, next week, I'm going to have 6 games to bring the guests back over Timmy. And then Scott goes and lays the turd where the only game he wins is the Bengals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, there's nothing to do here. And of course, Timmy, like you said, we've all been picking the same thing. Another reason I went with the Bucs, because I figured you might go with the Lions, which is another way to flip that. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be the Bills. They're going to smash them. But the big thing here is one of my favorite bets of the week is this under, because while the Bills are going to score a ton of points, can you guys guess how many points the Patriots have scored total in the last 3 games?
340.
15.
Oh,
the
wow.
Patriots have scored 15 points. They got shut out, scored 3, and scored 12. So if this game goes over, it's got to be all Bills to go over, because the Patriots aren't scoring anymore. And like you said, they're playing draft pick positioning. Nick last week threw out that he was excited. I'm disappointed the Jets won, where like the last game of the year they were just going to be throwing the ball back and forth to each other. I honestly thought Belichick was going to run the ball 3 times, then take a safety. And that's how he was going to lose that game to screw the Jets to get himself a better pick. But yeah, the Bills are going to roll.
All right, that's our primetime picks. I just want to throw out there, don't be shocked. Let's say the Jaguars get the number 1 pick. If Belichick trades a boatload of future picks for the number 1 pick and gets Trevor Lawrence, that would be phenomenal.
That would be the fucking worst.
That
The
would be
fucking
phenomenal.
worst. I thought it was going to be bad if the Jaguars just picked him and he was good. Could you fucking imagine?
I would love it. I would love it. He trades his whole draft like Ricky Williams with Mike Ditka that one year and just take. It would be euphoria, orgasmic.
Scott, stop torturing this poor man. He is after this is over, he is going to go get Nick fired so that he never misses a podcast. And
He's going to hang himself from Christmas lights. All right, so
don't feel bad. At least your team is healthy.
All right,
At least your team is healthy. You're
Shut
no
up,
injuries
sir.
to your team.
Shut up.
Your team is healthy, old boy.
That's our primetime picks. Hopefully Chris and I, we could even out the guest average, so and kind of catch up. Nick will have his picks up. He will post them on Twitter. I did talk to him today. I don't have any
picks.
I don't have anything for daily fantasy, so I want to pass them around if you guys have them. So I'm sorry, Chris. What's up?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to
You
pass
actually
around for
said
daily.
what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, daily fantasy. Let's do it. I don't have any. Let's run through it really quick. Chris, we'll start with you, man. You look primed and ready. Let's go.
All right. Yeah. So I had never done this before until I got on the podcast in week 7, and I'm mad Nick's not here so I could talk trash because other than Thanksgiving week, I had been sneaking in this guy's group every week since and winning every week since. Until this week, I finally finished last because Nick put a lineup in and actually won for once. So I'm kind of mad he's not here to talk trash. But, yeah, let me dive in. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts at QB for $7K. I'm going to do with Edwards-Helaire out, I'm going to go with Le'Veon Bell for $5,800 for Kansas City. And then I'm going to do McKissick for $6,400. I got T.Y. Hilton for $5,500. He's all of a sudden alive. He was on one of my fantasy teams that didn't make the playoffs, and he started, and then when I benched him and it didn't matter anymore, he started doing good, so I'll ride that. We're going to go with Rashad Higgins, one of the options for Cleveland. And then I know, Timmy, we've been on this roller coaster. I'm going to throw Perriman out there as my cheap receiver. Darnold's got to throw to somebody, I guess. I'm going to roll with Kelsey because he's just going to light it up this week. The Falcons are terrible against tight ends. I got Giovanni Bernard at the flex. And then I went with a pretty cheap D with Washington at 3,000. But, they're putting up sacks. They're forcing turnovers, so they're going to score some points. I may switch this lineup out a little bit. With McKissick and Giovanni Bernard, if Gibson or Mixon actually comes back and plays this week, I kind of left myself some cash and some flexibility to downgrade Perriman to Mims. Still stick with a crappy Jets receiver, but downgrade to Mims and be able to take either of those starters for those guys. So that's where I'm at.
Tim, you're up, buddy.
All right,
You're
let's do it.
shitty elf hat.
Fuck you, Scott. Anyway, I'm gonna make this quick, like Chris did. Give me Baker Mayfield against the Jets. The Jets stink. Give me David Montgomery versus. Oh, sorry, that was 6,100. David Montgomery. I'm gonna ride that hot horse against Jacksonville because Jacksonville stinks. Give me Peyton Barber against Carolina. Game plan gave McKissick a lot of touches last week. I don't see the game getting out of hand early this week, and Peyton Barber's getting all the goal line touches, so I could see a cheap touchdown or two for him, $4,400. Give me Tyreek Hill against Atlanta at 9K because, well, Atlanta stinks against not only tight end, all receivers. DK Metcalf versus the Rams, 7,800. I don't trust the Rams farther than I could throw him. DK Metcalf, if he's healthy, got to check on that. I'm going to throw him in there. I'm going to, speaking of hot horses, Chris Hansen versus Cincy at 4,400. Scored back-to-back weeks. If he's healthy, or if the other receivers, I should say, are not healthy and he's in the lineup, we're going to go with him. I paired Baker Mayfield with Austin Hooper at tight end. Jets getting owned by tight ends lately, and at 3,500, that's a pretty cheap option. Flex, I also have Gio Bernard against Houston, barring somebody else coming back, $4,800, and Jacksonville defense against Chicago because, well, it's Money Mitch, $2,200. I left myself $100, so if one of those other guys come back, I'll be making some changes. I should say that Nick did very, very well with his DFS lineup last week because he made the change that we all should have and put when Zeke
Pollard.
Yeah, when Zeke went out with injury, Pollard was the by far best option in DFS at the price that he was, and Nick made that move, and 31 points later was at the top of our 4 leaderboard that we had. So
Yeah, that's because he finally put a lineup in.
well, he put a lineup in if we would have changed our lineup as well, but that I didn't think that was the point of our picks on the show. It was picking as,
That's fine.
he didn't have Zeke. It wasn't like he took Zeke out and had to put Pollard in because of injury. He just took advantage of our little system that we.
Smart host there. Who's once again serving the good cause. Trust us on that. Sir, you're up.
All right, at quarterback, I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts at 7K. It's like the dual threat between the rush, passing, and again, Dallas defense. As opposed to last week, they're not very good. At running back, I'm going to go David Montgomery at 6'8", 7,700. The last 4 weeks, he's put up 25-plus DK points a game. It's pretty good. And Jacksonville, well, they're not good either. At running back 2, give me Le'Veon Bell, 5,800. No, it's like Edwards-Hilaire's probably not going to play. He's questionable at the moment. They don't really need him right now. Save him. Give me Lev Bell, 5,800. Wide receiver, give me DJ Moore, 5,800. He missed the game due to COVID, but he came back, 6 receptions, 131 yards. He looked pretty good against the Packers on Saturday. Receiver 2, give me Russell Gage, 5,100. Once again, Julio's probably not going to play, so that moves up. Gage is up game status in the game plan. At receiver 3, I'm going to go one of your boys, CeeDee Lamb, 5,300. Michael Gallup probably not playing either, so the Rook's going to go out there and ball out against Philly. Tight end, give me Hayden Hurst against KC. KC gives up the 6th most fantasy points to tight ends. I mean, and they're going to be throwing because they're probably going to blow them out. At flex, give me my man Jonathan Taylor, 7,300 against Pittsburgh. Jonathan Taylor has been a monster. They finally, they stopped messing with Hines. They stopped messing with all them other cats. Give Taylor the ball. Watch what he does. Defense, give me the Seahawks against the Rams. The Seahawks defense has been much improved recently. They've had 3+ sacks 7 of the last 8 games. So, each sack is a point. Maybe they'll get a pick or 2 against Mr. Jared Goff himself. So, give me the Seahawks defense.
You know what? I'll say that's why I rap and do interviews. Do you see how in-depth you 3 are? That is amazing. See, that's why I don't do this shit. I can't. Your minds work differently. They're amazing. I will say, though, whoever got Jonathan Taylor in a late round as a backup, they got a good keeper for next year, by the way. And that's me. So I actually did well, since Rob Baronis, rest in peace. But all right, man, that's your daily fantasy. So listen to these guys, win some money. We're gonna. Oh, by the way, Hansen, you mentioned. I saw he scored again. I was like, you motherfuckers. That's a great call, by the way. And they're going with him again, the hot hand. So you know what? I really respect that. Let's go into our parlays. And because he's such a Steeler hater, and he's been talking about this shit for the last fucking hour, let's go with him first. What's your 3-team parlay? Chris.
It's actually not against Pittsburgh.
All right.
because the game I love even more that we talked about earlier is Buffalo. So Buffalo is the first thing in my parlay. It's a lock. And then another primetime one, I love the Tennessee Green Bay over. It's going to be a huge game. And then a game, it wasn't a primetime, we didn't talk a lot, but the Washington-Carolina under. I don't have jotted down. I forget exactly what the points were, but that game is not going to be a high-scoring game at all. It's a good defense against a bad offense. I think it's 44. And Washington, with having their quarterback issues, neither team is going to score a lot. So unless Washington's defense puts up a ton, they're not combining for 44 points. It's not happening.
All right. And Tim.
All right. I have one of the same picks as you, Latch. Buffalo -7 is in there. I have Indy -2, and I have Arizona -5. Make it pretty simple. I went all overs last week and got completely shit on, so I'm going to go back to what I'm good at and pick in against the spread, and that parlay will pay out $5.90.
All right, sir.
All right, a couple of these picks I agree with. I have Buffalo -7. It's their time now. Then I got the Browns against the Jets. Sorry, old boy. And I got the Colts against the Steelers.
All right. I went with the Saints -7, the Cowboys +2. Got to throw them in there. And once again, like an idiot, I went the Raiders +3. Hunter pays out 360. So don't put that bet in or you'll lose money. Then that's that. So
Scott, you know that there's 16 games to pick from when you do your parlay, right? You don't.
I like the Raiders.
You don't have to put the Cowboys in, and there's no way you think the Raiders are one of the 3 best bets of the week.
This isn't a best bet; it's a parlay. I'll get to my best.
So you should be picking your 3 best bets.
Listen, I'm a fill-in host here.
You're doing just as good as Nick.
No, Timmy's cried like 3 times.
I don't know what's going on.
My man went 1-4 last week in primetime picks.
Right, give me a break.
I know. I'm trying to educate him. He killed the guest category. I can't even make a comeback for the guest because of what he did last week.
No, we together will make a comeback this week. We got 12 games on them, all right? And we'll make up some winning percentage.
Don't pick the same games as me. You ain't making up nothing.
Yeah,
we will. Winning percentage.
We're going to double. Timmy, we're going to get double.
Exactly. It's winning percentage, Tim. That's what happens.
Every time you're right, we're right twice. I'll give him that.
The fix is in. The fix is in.
I paid Nick off to sit out this show.
Wait, when you're crying in Tom Brady tears, all right? Just let me know how that's going to feel.
All right, so let's get to our best bet of the week before we end this up. By the way, I want to thank you guys for letting me host this, seriously, because it was last minute, and I know it's your guys' show, and we had a good time here. But our Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. This will be up on about Wednesday morning, maybe Tuesday night on iTunes on Wednesday. Enjoy your holidays. Have fun with your family, especially this time of year, with everything going on. Just count your haves, not your have-nots. That's what I say. It's never been said before, honestly, in the history of the earth. So we will go with the best bet of the week. The Cardinals -5. After talking to everybody here, I switched it up, and that just seems like, to me, the best bet, sir. Sorry about that. You're up, though. What do you got?
I'll take the Buffalo Bills -7 on Monday night against the Patriots.
Just to throw a monkey wrench in, we'll go diagonal, Chris.
I got the same thing. I'm going with the Bills -7. They're going to run New England.
All right, Tim.
And after listening to your picks, by God, Scott, I'm with you. Arizona -5. If we're going to be on the same page, we're doing it together, pal.
Anyone who doesn't know, I met Tim probably 13 years ago at a Bound Brook party. We used to go to a house with Dan, play basketball. So shout out to Dan Alsick if he watches, or anybody. Lip, all these dudes. Yeah, Lip, all these dudes who watch. I know them all. So I know all Tim's boys. Really cool guys. Me and Tim actually played on a basketball team together where I dropped 27 on this team. First game of the year. We thought we were going to get crushed too. Remember that?
We go out on the court, right? Quick story. We'll make it really quick.
Go ahead.
It's only for kicks and giggles. So we're all fat, out-of-shape fucking guys, right? And at that time, we were, trying to hang on to our pride a little bit where, we still thought we had it. And we come out, and this team had, 18 people on it. And they're doing, warm-up drills, how you do it, in grade school. They would start at the free throw line and be like, all right, let's do layups now. And we're all just fucking – shoot the ball from 3 and pass it around. We're
we didn't even have uniforms.
No, how the fuck are we gonna beat this team? They're all warming up, and then all of a sudden the game started, and the fat fucking out of shape white guys were just draining threes. For no reason.
One time, little Christmas joy spreading amongst everybody, especially with a Villanova fan up there, which I respect.
We won't say that it was the only game we won that season. But it started off with
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story, old boy.
No, this is a real story. This is the facts. I scored 9 points. Scott scored 27. I think we might have had 40 combined. It was great.
Yeah, great times. All right, guys, is there anything? Go on, son.
Next week, shot bet. If it's San Fran scoring over 14 points, you're doing a double shot. If they score under, I'll do a double.
All right, that's fine. I got handy for you, too.
Thank you all. Chris, if you want to give some season's greetings, give a goodbye, say what's up to anybody, go for it, man.
This is kind of to echo what you said. Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. Have fun with your families. Enjoy the football games. It's a nice 3-day weekend at minimum, hopefully, for most of us. And to throw in some money seasons greetings, I threw this out on the last podcast. Really try to look into doing multi-game, like big game teasers. When I was on last time, I think I gave a 5-game teaser, and that one hit. Since then, I've been doing them almost every week. I'm hitting like probably 2 out of every 3, maybe 1 out of every 2. But if you do a 4 or 5, 6 gamer, you're getting like 4 to 5 or 6 to 1 on your money. And like all these games we talk about that are locks, if you put them all in a teaser and move them 6 or 7 points, they become locks. And you just got to hit a bunch of them at once. And if you do it every week, you'll make some money. I've been doing that all season. Even when I have a bad day, even when the Rams don't cover and the Steelers don't cover, I make money that week because my 6-game teaser hits.
That's so in depth, man. Like, I wish I knew more about gambling. I just usually lay money down and lose. So, like, I got to take more advice from you, brother. Seriously. Sir, anyone you want to shout out to, give a happy holiday, anything before we go?
Not really. But
fuck
to everybody.
Fuck everybody. Sir, you got a dog. What are you getting him for Christmas?
I ain't got no dog,
Sorry, not sir, Tim. You got a dog. What are you getting for Christmas?
All right, my pup is well taken care of. We're gonna do more of a sharing type of season. We've been lucky enough to work through this pandemic the whole way, so we got some extra donkeys in the account. So we're gonna take care of a couple of our friends. All right, so
right.
Except for you, Scott, because you goddamn you fucking pick the same fucking games as me, fucking copycatting over here.
Anybody, just for me, happy holidays. If anybody's looking for a puppy for their kid, I mean, we've adopted 2 dogs. We actually donated to 11th Hour Animal Rescue for our Christmas Instagram Live. Adopt, don't shop, even though people I know do. That to each his own. I'm not going to criticize you if you do, but like, you know, there's a lot of dogs out there, a lot of animals that are on Pet Finder. You could even find that have been given up as seniors. I read somewhere 11-year-old dogs are just brought back to the pound because they're too old, you know, and it's just horrible. People like that should be shot if they bring them back. So if you want to give your kid a dog, please adopt. There's a lot of networks out there, and I don't know how this turned into that, but Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Thanks for joining us.
All right, peace. Go Nova.